I've been live streaming since 2004. And when I tell you about my favorite and I think the easiest software there is out there to get you live streaming, whether it's in an event or doing a show at your home, Ecamm is the way to go. Let me tell you more about it. Hello and welcome back to the OTW show. This is the show where I help you get on the way to building the lifestyle you want and creating that dream life. Today I want to talk about Ecamm and how much I love it. My name is Paul Gowder, so thank you for tuning in. I've been live streaming, like I said, since 2004, doing powwow and event live streaming and hosting a weekly live show for several years, probably 10 years. And I absolutely love Ecamm. Whether you're doing interviews like like I've done a weekly live show or event live streaming, Ecamm really does make it simple to use, and I absolutely love their software. And as you can see below, I have a 15% off coupon for you. Use the code powwows when you go to checkout, and you get it on your first purchase. Ecamm.com/powwow and use the coupon code powwows. So if you're on a Mac, and unfortunately Ecamm is Mac only, it is a super easy to use interface. Take a look here. You can see in the middle is the video and what it's looking like to your audience. You can pull comments in because you see all the comments if you're live. Down below, you can see all of your cameras or your interviews. It also lets you pull guests in so you can do interviews right here in Ecamm. You can set up different scenes and have the cameras in different positions or graphics included in these scenes. You can manage your sound, all of that in a simple, easy to use interface. Now, before I dive too much more into the features, I do want to say something that I think is one of the best reasons for buying Ecamm, and that is the people at Ecamm. They have a term called the Ecamm Fam, and that is their community and their customers. And I have seen it personally. This is more than just a title and a marketing gimmick. They actually really care about helping you get the most out of your video and doing the most with Ecamm. I've been able to hang out with them at a couple of different conferences over the last couple of years, and even gone to 2 days at Disney World. They hosted some days there, and so I've gotten to know some of the folks there and worked with them, and they absolutely care, and they do create an incredible community. I'm really excited. I'm going to their creator camp, their conference that they have each year, going for the first time this year. So I'm super excited to dive even more into what Ecamm can do and learn from some of the best. Katie and Doc and all the people there at Ecamm are super friendly, very knowledgeable, and they really will help you. So the Ecamm Fam is a big selling point for me. So let's talk about the first way I use it, and that is to do a live show on powwows.com. And I've been doing that once a week for a long time now. And here's what it looks like. You can see that I'm able to pop up graphics. I'm having this scene here. It's pulling in my sound. I'm able to display the comments really easy. And it keeps a recording of that video on your computer as well as streaming it out. I really love the fact that Ecamm also allows me to schedule these live streams ahead of time. So I can, it automatically will post on YouTube and Facebook. And then when you get ready to go live, it will just connect to those events that it created on social media. So that's really, really cool. And then then you're able to pull it in. The other thing I really, really like about when I do my live shows here at home is that it integrates in with a tool I use. I love Stream Deck. And so I'm able to pre-program the buttons to pop up lower thirds, to do transition between scenes, even turn my lights on and off here in my studio. I can do all of that stuff right here, and Ecamm has integration with Stream Deck. So it makes your video production even more professional because you're not flipping around with the mouse or anything. You have everything right here in one thing. It's something I've been working to learn more about Stream Deck and using it even more, even though I've had this for a number of years. There's so much you can do with it, and Ecamm has it all built right in. Another really cool thing is, like I was showing you over here when I'm doing my live show, now I'm doing screen sharing. I've got myself up there in the corner. It's cool because I can build all of these graphics inside of Ecamm, and then I can have another profile for when I'm doing these type of videos. And so when I'm producing the on-the-go show, I have a whole nother set of graphics and other things built in, like the here's the Ecamm pop-up or lower third that I did. So that's a whole other set of graphics separate than my powwow channel. And I could have profiles in Ecamm for all of those different things. And so you're not worried about mixing up branding or anything like that. They make that super easy, and it's really, really cool. Now for powwows, we've been streaming powwows since 2004. And over the past years, I've used Livestream Studio over at livestream.com, which is now Vimeo, Wirecast, Tricaster. I've used a number of different systems, and Ecamm is different, and I kind of like it. We're not using it for all of our live streams, but we are using it for some of them. And you can see here, this is Manitowoc, where what's up in Winnipeg was just a few weeks ago, and I used Ecamm for that, and we were able to connect 4 different cameras and tie in the sound right from the mixer board there in-house video. You can see here it makes transitions between all of the cameras really easy. I was able to record clips of it while we're streaming live. Super, super cool. The one issue I have with Ecamm, especially with event production like this, is that what I'm used to when I'm doing event, if you're used to traditional video production for events, and if you're using Livestream Studio and some of these others, is that you have a window here for preview, you have a window here for what's going out production. And so in other software, you're able to kind of build your scene in the preview window, put your lower third up and maybe change the text in it and then push it over to production. Ecamm's a little bit different. By default, the window you have, so we go back to this view. This is what Ecamm, this is what it looks like. And you're sending out that video that you're seeing here in the middle is actually what's going out to your viewers. By default, everything you do is in production. So for example, if I want to put up this lower third, if I want to change the text, and I do something like that, it's live. I don't have a chance to kind of edit text and get it set without it being in live. Whereas in the other ones, you have 2 windows and you push it. Now, Ecamm does have a preview window, and you can kind of go into a preview mode. The problem with that is that then everything you do has to be pushed over. So for us at an event like Gathering Nations or Manitowoc, something like that, where we're running multiple cameras, when I want to change a camera, it just becomes a little bit awkward. It's not like the traditional video production. So if I want to change a camera, I hit the camera and it changes it in the preview window, and then I have to hit a second button to push it to production. So it's kind of a 2-step thing where in typical ones, I can change the camera and then push a graphic on top of it, unpush it, and keep changing cameras without having to it's just another step. So that's the only really complaint I have about Ecamm, and that really only involves when you're doing kind of that event production. You need to build things in the preview. When I'm here at home, I build everything ahead of time before I go live, usually. So it's not that much of an issue. So again, I absolutely love Ecamm. I love the staff over there at the company. They are incredible, really great people. I forgot to add one more little thing. I'm going back and editing, putting this in. Sorry for the out of sequence here, but I did want to mention this and I forgot. I'm sorry, Ecamm, but this is a new feature. When we streamed at Manitowoc in Winnipeg, we're using PTZ cameras over NDI. So they attach over the network. And what was amazing is, they had told me about this feature, but I hadn't seen it until I got there. When we plugged our cameras in and turned on Ecamm popped up a new interface, one for each camera, that let us control the pan, the tilt, and the zoom of each camera in an interface right inside of Ecamm. Now, we also had a hard piece of hardware control board with the joystick and everything. And I had a second guy, Ryan, helping me. And so he was sometimes using that. But if I needed a quick tilt of the camera or whatever, I had an interface over on the Ecamm Studio. And so here's an example. I'll cut it over here to Doc showing this. And so
this will make sense in a couple of seconds. I have the ability to set.
So you can see here, you can actually do presets as well. So if you wanted your cameras in certain positions and wanted to be able to recall them, you can do that. So you could save 3 or 4 positions and then just hit buttons to move it. And then you can program those buttons inside of Stream Deck as well. So with a pan tilt zoom camera, you really have a whole nother level of control inside of Ecamm. Really, really cool stuff. They're continuing to innovate and continuing to add great features. So if you're using an Ozbot or a PTZ camera, this is really important. So for me, this is the software I'm going to continue to use, especially here at home, and we'll mix in some of our events using it too. I think it is the easiest platform to get you into doing video production, the quickest, the easiest. Even if you're doing reels or TikToks, you can set the camera mode to a more vertical thing and then record these. Um, Today's video is done in recording, not in a live. So it's really, really super easy and gets you up and running much faster than some of the other more complicated platforms. And again, save 15% off your first purchase with Ecamm using the code powwows over at ecamm.com/powwows. Hope you'll check them out. Thanks, Ecamm, for working with me and being there to help me do what I do with powwows.com and here on this channel. And can't wait to go see them and hang out more at Creator Camp. Thanks, everybody, and I hope you enjoyed today's video. Let me know below if you do try out Ecamm. I'd love to hear from you or see your videos and what you're able to accomplish with Ecamm. Thanks, and I'll see you soon.